Welcome to the Zadi Show. Tonight we'll be talking about fashion, lifestyle, entertainment, and we have a special guest for you. So stick around and enjoy the show. Ndabakangwanya, where did it all start? Directing, producing, acting, writing. Tell us all about it.
Oh, that's a very interesting question. Where it all started? Well, it started when I was a little boy. I mean, my mom used to tell the most beautiful stories in the house. I mean, I never had a granny. Generally, grannies tell the stories to their kids, to the grandchildren. And basically, my mom was the storyteller in the house. She started telling stories. I was probably still very young, 2 years old. And I grew up in that environment of storytelling. And I would listen to her stories and I would start telling the same stories to my friends. But I was not as good as her, but it grew in me.
UHLANGA the Mark. What is it all about?
UHLANGA in Zulu means, it means a mark, but in a different sense, in a sense that it's a mark that you make with a razor,
tribal marks, basically.
Tribal marks, basically. Zulus and other African tribes, they have those tribal marks. Yeah. You meet the Zondis, the Zumas, the Nzimandes. If you look at their faces, they all have the mark. And that mark is basically when you're a child, a very young child, when you're born as a child, they incorporate you into the family. That's how the ancestors accept you. This is our child. That's how they see you, by that mark. Another mark is basically when a lot of black people, in fact, stats says about 84% of black people go to traditional healers in South Africa. And I'd like to believe in the rest of Africa that should be the case. They go to traditional healers for different reasons. One, they go there because they want power, they want money, they want to win the lottery, they want healing, blessings, and all of that. And it's such a significant symbol in Africa. The third mark is there's a belief that if your family or your dad is a witch and they want to pass over the tradition of witchcraft, they have to make the mark on your bum this time so that you carry on the tradition of witchcraft. And that's basically what the project is about. Excuse me. It's about what mark you leave behind. What do you want to be remembered about? And that's basically what the movie is about. But the lead, which is played by Sbo the poet, Kaba Mkhize, is basically a young boy who wakes up one evening to chaos around his house because there's some crowd that wants to burn down his house. Eventually the house is basically burnt down. They want to kill the whole family. Everybody survives, fortunately, except the father, who burns to death. And this talks to the third mark, which I spoke about, the mark of witchcraft. Everybody believes these people. It's not proven, it's just a belief which... It happens throughout Africa. I agree. It happens to albinos in Tanzania where they believe to be witches, or if you cut an albino's hand or use it in some portion, you're going to be rich. It's basically all these traditions and beliefs which may not necessarily be based on anything. So Kaba Mkhize wakes up to this pandemonium at the house. The father dies. They pack, the mother and the siblings, they pack and move to another village. But the problem is this generational curse keeps following them. Wherever they go, somebody somewhere knows where they come from, knows the history, knows the prejudice, knows what they're capable of, and they really never get to rest because this keeps following them. The mother dies and the eldest, Kaba, needs to fend for his siblings. Where was the movie shot and who features in the movie? Like, how did you choose your characters? I mean, they should have been like amazing talent out there, especially to KZN. Let me tell you. Yes, I would like to know. The talent is big. We got three big names really. We got Sbo the poet. Basically, he plays the lead. He plays Kaba Mkhize. And he's amazing. Another big name we got, you won't believe this. Finally, Mr. Lindasby, Mr. Magic, has decided to do acting. Very well known in Durban. Very well known. Well, he's big. He's one of the biggest breakfast show hosts. He's got about 3-4 million listeners. Yeah, wow. So he's big. He's big in the country. He's a Ukhozi FM DJ. Exciting stuff. Exciting stuff. Catch us again next week for another exciting edition of the Zadi Show. From me, Zadi. Ciao, ciao. Merci.